said he knew the first day he met you. Said he could see the aquarium in your spine as you circled the room like a lonely shark. He said you had the handshake of a jellyfish and a smile at the belly of a stingray. Told me he was always afraid that you would poison my perfection. My sister said there was something about the way you said you loved me that sounded like you were asking for directions, like you knew you were a long way from home but wanted the locals to think that you belonged here. She said she searched your face like a road map, and all she found was detours, truck stops, and caution signs. My aunt said, never trust a man who thinks he knows more than God. Said your extensive reading only made you an expert in fiction, and master's degrees, just like a marriage license, can be folded into airplanes and paper cranes, and neither one of them would keep you from flying away. My mother said you looked like a walking apology. Said she knew there was something sorry about you, but she just couldn't put her feet. She said you whimpered when you spoke, like there was a dying puppy living beneath your tongue. Told me your hugs always felt like you were auditioning for the part, and your declarations of love sounded like you were reading off a teleprompter. My niece said you were a joke. She laughed at the way you painted a Malcolm X persona over the flame of your Waka Flocka heart. That being a revolutionary didn't keep you from being a nigga, and I would have been better off with a D-boy from East Oakland, because at least them niggas keep it real. My stepdad said you smelled like a man who never knew his father. Said you held your head like you promised yourself you would be better than him. He said that your chest was full of shredded newspapers and recycled bits of pimps and scholars, cowards and holy men, and that you were just trying to paper-mache yourself into a man. You see, they all knew, but they stomached his inconsistencies for my own protection, swallowed their tongues just to see my eyes bright and swollen with promise, willing to let me walk the plank with my blindfolded heart just to see the corners of my mouth point to the sky, and I guess I knew, like they knew, there was something about the way he dollhoused our life and white picket fenced me into a box and let me know he was definitely not ready to be a husband. But you see, we women folk, we always seem to fall in love with their potential, more in love with who they could be than who they actually are. We swallow red flags and bury the suspicions in our guts. We learn to make excuses like Sunday dinners and convince ourselves that his kisses don't taste like venom. You see, a snake doesn't just sneak up and bite you. You always hear the hiss and rattle. You see the slither and fangs. You just have to love yourself enough to walk away.